Welcome to Jefferson City, Missouri, selected as the state capital in 1821 and named for President Thomas Jefferson. Being a farmer himself, Thomas Jefferson would surely have appreciated this classic combo, even if it did come along more than 150 years too late for him. This dynamic duo is a 1966 Ford 4000 along with a 602 corn picker. Both are owned by J. Fisher. Ear corn pickers like this one fell out of favor once combines became popular, which is why many people have never seen a setup like this.
A lot of people wonder what it is or where I got it at, or a lot of the old timers will say, well, where'd you find that at? I haven't seen that one of those in years, and how'd you find one in that good a shape?
This beautiful blue Ford hasn't always looked this nice. Jay bought it from a farm family that lived nearby, and the old Ford had a lot of wear and tear after years of use in the fields.
They used it every year. They picked a lot of ear corn. The tractor's got about 2,700 hours on it, and I would say 2,500 of them were picking corn, were used to pick corn. The paint was all off of the hood. You could tell where the corn stalks came in over the years and slapped the side of the hood and were drugged down the side of the tractor. The tractor had been kept inside, but the sheet metal was just wore slick. It didn't have any paint left on it. In fact, it was kind of shiny. Picker was kind of the same way. It was wore pretty thin and didn't have much paint left on it. Just more cosmetic stuff than anything. I had to spend quite a bit of time cosmetically getting it straightened back up. It's kind of tough to get parts for them anymore. You about got to find another picker to get parts for them. So I guess there's not a lot of them left because of that. And with the scrap prices the way they are, a lot of them have ended up in the scrap yard the last few years too.
The Ford 4000 is powered by a 201 cubic inch 3-cylinder diesel engine. In addition, it features a Selecto-Speed power shift transmission, which allowed the operator to shift gears without stopping the tractor.
It was great for picking corn because it creeped along in a creeper gear in first gear, you know, and you could just shift up or shift down picking corn. So if you got into heavy corn, you could shift down and go real slow. If you got into light corn where the ears were few and far between, you could run fast, and you never had to clutch and never had to stop.
Although Jay says this tractor runs great, it's still a bit of a challenge to maneuver this machine.
You've got probably 3 feet sticking out in front of the tractor, and you've got an extra foot or 2 on either side, and your elevator sticks out another 8 or 10 feet in the back. So whenever you turn, you're taking out a pretty wide swath. It'd be easy to turn into something. It does make it a little cumbersome, you might say.
Jay believes this Ford picker was so well made you could probably fire it up today and still have it put in a good day's work.
The 2 brothers that owned it, the year I bought it, I don't remember the exact number of acres, but I think they picked 35 or 40 acres of corn with it just the year before I bought it. So as far as I know, it should be, you can fire it up and turn it on, it should be ready to roll. It's built like a tank. I mean, everything's heavy iron, and you know, our plastic corn heads, and like I have an 8-row corn head on my combine made out of plastic these days, would never, I guarantee you that my corn head I own today will never be around and still working in 35 years from now. So I think the quality that they built things back in those days was pretty good.
The Ford 4000 and the 602 corn picker are still winning new fans. Each fall, Jay and his wife Kimberly open up their farm to the public. They have a 10-acre corn maze as well as hay rides and a pumpkin patch. All of these things are part of an effort to help educate kids about the importance and the history of agriculture.
It's a family, kind of a family-oriented fall thing that goes on in October. It's just neat the kids can come out from Jeff City and Columbia. We draw some of the bigger cities and spend a few hours out here and have fun and not just coming to a pumpkin patch, but creating some memories and learning a little something about the farm.
And of course, there are plenty of classic tractors for the kids to look at as well. Jay's grandfather once owned a Ford dealership, which is why Jay is a Ford man today.
He just felt there was no other tractor than a Ford or Ford tractors or Ford equipment. And I guess that kind of stuck with me all these years. And I always liked machinery and farm equipment. So I was always kind of into tractors of the 60s and 70s era, a little later model than most people are. But I do enjoy it, and I love agriculture, and I love classic tractors.
All right, thanks for catching Classic Tractor Fever. If you'd like to find more features on Ford, be sure to check out these other stories. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to keep more Classic Tractor Fever headed your way.